So over the last 30 days, I tried flipping NFTs and the results are... My name is Dan Brock, the Deadbeat super affiliate from deadbeat.com, and I've been having an absolute blast, a ball, flipping NFTs over the last month. In fact, this has been the most fun. It's more fun than freaking playing video games. I'm over here just like... So let's get to it. So an NFT is basically a digital asset. This can be anything from an image, a video file, it can be land in video games. Here are some examples. I'm gonna show you exactly how to profit from them. So this just 2 months ago, this Fidenza minted for $1,400. 2 months later, it sold for $3.3 million. That's incredible, isn't it? I mean, you could literally have bought it in a second. But how do you differentiate what's gonna just flop and how to make money? So this is what we're talking about here today. To give you more examples, this is a Cryptopunk. I'm sure you're probably familiar with this. This one sold 2 months ago. It's $7 million. So think about that. $7 million is more than what 2 PhDs will make throughout an entire lifetime. Literally, it's summed up into one JPEG. That's crazy, isn't it? So how do you spot them? It's a good question. So someone asked, I saw someone asked this on Facebook. I took my time to reply. And he gave me this kind of nerdy Bill Gates reply. He was like, well, I don't believe in gut instinct without a mental model when it comes to anything related to investing. That's usually code for guess and chance. Okay, guys, look. Investing, we're talking about investing in JPEGs here. We're not talking about going into Berkshire Hathaway, flipping over open balance sheets, looking at the cash flow statements. You're flying by the seat of your pants here. Now, with that said, there are things that you can do. This is not like gambling in Vegas where it's just like 50-50 chance or taking a lottery. You can get in there if you have criteria and skill and kind of whittle and weasel your way into some profits, okay? And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. This is a high risk activity. I literally am a guy in a bathrobe. I fart. So you're taking advice from an idiot here. So with that said, this is at your own risk, but I've done pretty well and here's what's worked for me. So criteria number 1, can you get in on the mint or not? So the mint phase is when the product is new, they launch it, and there's usually a set amount of pieces that you can buy for the lowest price possible. And if you're able to get in on the mint, that's the lowest risk point. Now that said, people are catching on and it's harder to get in on the mint. It doesn't mean you have to. I've made more money not getting in on the mint, but the lowest risk part is during the mint. So when a project launches, usually they have a website that they put up and you head to the website, like the Doge Pound. That's what I'm making my money on right now. That's what we're gonna be using as a case study. But when they launched, you could just go to the site and mint it here. It was like 0.069 ETH, which was like $250 at the time. So you're gonna use a site like Rarity Tools / Upcoming to find these new mints. And this is what I highly recommend you do is get involved in the crypto Twitter space. So follow people, go to set up your Twitter account, go follow people like DCL Blogger. Here's one good person I follow. DC Investor's another person. Alex Becker's really on point right now. Follow the good artists like Hackatal, Monfa, Elio Trades, even like Logan Paul. Get involved with people follow the people that make mentions. Why? Because you can get in here, get some good ideas and get in hopefully before the masses come in. So this is how I was able to find the Doge Pound. I saw a couple people talking about it. I went and checked it out and I was like, yeah, this is it, dude. This is it. So that's the criteria number 1. Criteria number 2 is join the Discord for the individual project. So if we just use the Doge Pound again as an example here, the Doge Pound, usually they have a link to whatever project has a link to their Discord. And once you invest into a project, what I recommend you do is pick like 2 or 3, just buy one of the NFT, usually a cheap one, and get in and take a look how each Discord is. Each Discord has its own different types of energy. Some people will be really positive, some Discords will be really negative, some will be in between, some will have low energy, some will have high energy. The Doge Pound, for example, which I'm really bullish on, the people in this community are very supportive, they've stuck with it, and a good community is a sign whether or not the project has legs on it. Okay, that's a big thing. The next criteria that I look for is, does it have a unique angle, a unique hook, or a unique audience? So just pulling one up here, I'm not picking on any projects here. I'm just kind of using it as an example, like flames. No one's at home just jerking off the flames. They're not like, oh God, the flames. Oh, dude, what am I talking about? No one's at home, really getting off the flames. It's not like a good niche, but someone might go crazy. For example, like Only One Force. This one's taking the internet by storm right now. It's doing well, I think, because first of all, the art's really good, but it has an audience. The audience is anime lovers. People that like anime, they really love anime. Like they're nuts about it. People like the Doge coin. There's like a rabid audience there. It matches. It has that kind of like already built-in audience. Another thing is, does it have a unique function here? The Doge Pound, for example, like they have things they're working on, like breeding games, coins. They have actual use cases for the NFT. That makes it more than just an NFT an avatar project. And the final criteria is it a low effort NFT project? Now, I'm not picking on anyone. I haven't researched any of these right now, but like this to me is low effort art. Okay. This Hatters thing. This looks like someone just threw this together. It doesn't mean it can't make money, but usually nowadays I'm looking for things that are a little bit higher effort. Okay, like I want it to look like they're building a business behind it. This is not just like a quick pump and dump. Like this Crypto Demons, it screams to me pump and dump. It could be an anonymous creator. Like I want a project that's backed up by people that are serious about it. They want to build a business out of the project. That's what I'm looking for. And by the way, guys, if you're still here, still watching, please like this video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Smash that like button. Also, if you haven't, head over to my Twitter account. So it's Twitter/deadbeataf, and it will actually be giving away an Artvatar NFT for free. So just head over to my profile. There'll be a post there with instructions on how to apply with the contest. It's usually just follow me on Twitter and share the Twitter post. The Twitter tweet, I found it sounded like a boomer. Twitter post, bro. And the Artvatar I will be giving away is currently valued at 0.1 Ethereum. It'll be one of these ones, probably like this one right here. So this Artvatar, you'll have a chance of winning this just for liking, and subscribing on my Twitter account. That's twitter.com/deadbeataf. Okay, so now back to the case study. So here is a log of all of my Doge Pound flips, which, by the way, if you want to invest in the Doge Pound, should you or should you not, that's up to you. It is risky. Personally, I'm still buying if I can get a good deal. I may flip it. I may hold it. It really just depends on my mood at the time. I just bought about an hour ago. If you're new, I don't know, one Ethereum to get in. I actually got a really good deal on this one. The floor right now is like 1.5 ETH. I don't know if you can afford that or not, so you might have to do a different project. 1.5 ETH right now is like 1 ETH is $3,300. Keep that in mind. So here is a record of all my trades. So my Doge Pound trades have done pretty well. I'll give you the grand total in just a bit. But my initial goal when I get in is to get my seed capital back. So that's step one for me. I minted right off the bat 20 of these roughly. So 20 at that time, 20 of those was roughly about $3,000 to mint 20 of them. So in my mind, I'm always like, step one, get my seed capital back. I don't care if like a Doge Pound that I flipped to get my capital back. Let's say I got my $3,000 back. I don't care if 6 months down the line it sells for $300,000. Like obviously that's going to hurt, but it makes, for me, I need to get my money back, because if I take losses, I realize if I take losses on any investments, it kind of hurts my confidence a little, my investing confidence. So like I want to protect that, and if that means I'm going to make less money in the long run, that's okay with me. So step one, that is that. Step two for me is to pay for my time. There's nothing worse than spending weeks studying an NFT project, and I recommend that you really hone in on one. Like if you want to pick a project like the Doge Pound. I've been spending the last 30 days like looking at it every single day for hours. Okay, I want to know like where I can get profit from. It's like, oh, this little sector's undervalued here. Now the reason why I do that is because this allows you to find undervalued pieces. Like the one I bought today, I know it's undervalued at the current price. I might flip it tonight, I don't know. But this one was sold for 1 ETH. It's easily in my mind worth 1.5 Ethereum, because I know that it has this special trait here. So you go down to the properties, it has this fur jacket, which is pretty rare. It's decently rare. So right now the floor is 1.4, 1.5 Ethereum, but if you factor in it's also a rare, this makes it a little bit more. So I think that I close to double my money on this if I were to flip it right now today. I might hold it. I'm still undecided. Anyway, that's why you really want to hone in on a particular project so you know the ins and outs of it. So goal number one for me is to get my capital back. Goal number two is to pay myself for my time. Like I said, you don't want to spend the next 2 weeks every hour of the day going in this and then come out with just a bunch of worthless JPEGs. Yeah, you got your money back, but you also wasted 2, 3, or 4 weeks of your time. So I did that. It was a mistake. Like, I got my money back and made some profit. Like, I flipped this one here. I regret that now because I flipped it a little bit early because I bought this one for 1.1 ETH and sold it for 3. I was a little shaky on the Doge pound at the time. Man, this hurts looking at this. And this person recently sold this same one just 22 days later for 11 Ethereum. I missed out on 8 Ethereum. But again, I'm going for my principles, which it hurts looking at this in the past, but I didn't know whether or not at that time this project was solid. It was still on shaky ground. So for example, at that time when I sold it, it was not looking too good. Like, I sold it right here during this dip. You'll see the volume chart here. If you look, it spiked up, it did pretty good, and it started to really dip down. See, these things can go from like hot to nothing overnight with a lot of these projects. That's typically how it works. Like, it goes up and it comes down. 9 out of 10 of those are going to do that. Okay, so during this time frame, I'm like, oh god, this project looks like it's not doing too well. So at the time, it logically made sense for me to do it, although I baguette-handed the heck out of it. But that's totally fine. I also made another little small, like, short-term blunder. It's not a blunder though, because rationally I wanted to get paid for my time. So here I flipped this one the same day too. I got it really cheap though, so it was 0.15. I flipped it for 2.69 ETH. So like, that is a good flip. And this is one I actually flipped. Like, I bought this off the market and I got a really good deal on it. I just put a low ball offer in. I'm like a little low ball sleazeball going in and low ball offering. Hey dude, it's like all's fair in love and war. Like, this is a game. So I think this is the best way to go about it. And then from there, you're going to want to trade up and flip. Trade up as much as you can. So I trade up. I usually try to sell my cheaper ones and then flip my way in and try to get good deals on better ones. Like, for some of these, for example, like this astronaut I should have held it. You know, if I could go back in time, I'd obviously undo that. But like, this is something that you want to trade up for. If you look at my other portfolio here, like, all of my pieces that I have left, all of my Doge pounds that I have left are pretty rare. Like, this is a top 50 piece here. This one's usually worth like 40. This is easily going to be worth probably $100,000. This one right here is only one of it and exists, where it's like an alien eyes. So like, I trade up and flip to the higher quality, more rare pieces. Like, pulling this one up, for example. This is my favorite one. It has alien skin, which is pretty rare, but it's the only one that also has alien eyes. So it's like a purebred alien. So I bought this one out of some of my profits with 3.5 for 3.5 Ethereum. My thoughts is that the rare ones are they're going to be the hardest ones to come by, and the whales that come in that really like the little rich egotistical guys that come in that want to acquire like very rare pieces. I want to have the rare stuff, you know, like you want to have the rare stuff. So this one, like for example, the alien eyes, very rare, 0.16% chance of having the alien eyes. There's like 16 of them, and then combine that with the 1% fur, which the fur for the Doge pound is something people want. They want different furs. So that's what I do. I flip up to try to get really good ones. That's a different type of good one. Another one is what's known as a 4 trait or a 5 trait. It's the cleanest kind. It has a very low amount of traits, but because of that, it looks good. I try to get these. The alien skins, people want that. The little blue guys, the blue furs. Okay, in just a second, I will reveal the profits that I made. In the meantime, a message from our sponsors. Do you want to make more money? Yes, of course, we all do. Well, So I do have an affiliate marketing masterclass that I put together. This basically details how I've earned all the money that I've earned online up until this point. We're talking millions of dollars. I don't want to overhype it here because it's getting lame now. So just head over to deadbeat.com/free. That's deadbeat.com/free. You'll learn exactly how I create side businesses that keep on going. Even if I don't touch my computer for weeks on end, it allows me to do the fun stuff and really get into cool things like flipping NFTs. So you're going to learn the step-by-step process to go about it. It's 3 steps. It does take work, yes, but anyone can do it. So with that said, that's deadbeat.com/free. You will actually walk away with good actionable steps. It's worth your time. That's deadbeat.com/free or the link below. With that said, let's get back to the lesson. Okay, so what you're here for, the big grand tally. So here are my mint flips. I did roughly, it looks like, I don't know, was that 10, 15 of those? Here's an example one. Like, this is just a common floor dog. Actually, it looks pretty clean. That's a solid one. So I got this one at mint for 0.069 ETH. I flipped it for 4. I have a good, decent bunch of these. Total grand total, I invested $3,000 for that. That was roughly 1.25 Ethereum at the time. That's 3,000 bucks. After the profit and the expense of investing in, I got 6.8 for Ethereum. So 6.84. Right now, the price of Ethereum is 3.3. This is a little hard, by the way, to add this up because Ethereum is volatile. It changes a lot. So let's just average it out because this happened over a month. So what I'm actually do is going to say the average price of ETH over the last 30 days was roughly 200 and let's say it's 250 bucks, 2,500. So that's roughly, what the hell? So that's roughly about $17,000. That's close. It's a close profit from that. Okay, so these are quick flips, and you'll notice here, deadbeats, that that's 20 Ethereum from that. You'll notice that I actually made way more money getting in, buying, putting low ball offers in, get the little deadbeat skis ball in there, just throwing, you want to buy it, you want to sell me a cheap. Like this is an example one. I got this as a low ball offer. Hey, look, I got no shame. That's the way of the game. If you want to sell me like this, if you think about it, like technically, this guy gave me a low ball offer, sort of. Like he got it cheap and he sold it. Like good for him. He won in that exchange. I'm totally fine with that because I got what he wanted. I got what I wanted, and the guy that sold me it for 1.1 ETH, he got what he wanted. So, or the girl, I don't know. Usually it's all dudes. It's usually dudes at home just sitting and jerking off, looking at porn all day. So this is one. I got it for 1.1. I'm happy with that. That was undervalued. I flipped it pretty quick. Got a good 3 ETH with that. So you'll notice like the majority of my profits came after mint. So that roughly came to about 20 ETH. So 20 ETH at 2,500. I don't even know why I'm messing around with that. 50,000. So it's plus 67. Okay, so it's at 67,000. Now, with that said, I did actually buy, in addition to that, I did actually go in and tap into some of my funds to buy this one. That little alien eye is my favorite one. This one right here. I actually did tap into outside funds for that. So that's 3.5 ETH. So 67,000, 3.5. So say average of 2,500, which is about what I paid for it. Okay, so I'm looking at about, I'm not exactly sure what that amount, $50,000 to $60,000 so far in profits. So let's just be on the conservative end. It's definitely way more than 50. That's pretty good. It's like pretty considering all I did here was just click the buttons over the last 30 days. So it is a fun game. It's risky. Keep it in mind. Like this is definitely one of the riskier ways to make money, but you can get smart about it. You can get more educated. Like my knowledge over the last 30 days has increased so much. So do I recommend you get into the Doge Pound? I'm in it right now. So of course, that's like asking a barber if you need a haircut. But I am buying more. I'm flipping. My general idea is like flip and make profit and hold. So I'm kind of like somewhere in the middle here. Some people just come in and hold. So the answer for you is if you like the art, if it's something that you think you want to do, give it a shot. If you don't want to take the risk, it's risky. It's all at your own risk. Keep that in mind. Then don't do it. That's the answer to the question. And with that said, make sure you follow me on Twitter at DeadbeatAF. I am giving away a free NFT that will be an art avatar. Though the post will show up some here, I'll probably pin it or something like that. All you got to do is like, share, and follow me, and you'll be in as part of that little contest there. And I'll pick one winner, and you're gonna win. Let's go into the vault here. I think it'll be this one right here, this art avatar. I love art avatars. Just bought one of those today. Please like this video, and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also comment below. I love seeing comments from people that watch my stuff. It really just gives me that kind of little ego boost, like I'm important. And also check out my most recent videos, which is probably like last year. I'm back, baby. It's time for me to go take a nap. I'll see you deadbeats later.